here we go. Hey, hold my beer.
And now...
Guys, we are so excited. We are back, and we are thrilled to present to you HCW Heartland Championship Wrestling's very own Mindy Grace. Sweetest tea, Mindy Grace. She is here with us. We are excited. She is a dominant wrestler. She has been wrestling for quite a while now under the HCW label, as well as several other independent networks, and is kind of getting her footing. So we're excited to have her here on the show, kind of as we lead into, as you hear this episode, it's going to be the weekend of Legacy in Wichita, and she has a big match. She is the #1 contender for the Sunflower Title, the women's championship there for HCW. And man, it's going to be a huge one. She's going up against Heidi Howitzer, the current champion, and it is a big brawl. So we've seen her in a match. We've seen her battle it out. We've seen her have some hard losses where I'm telling you, she worked her butt off and just came up short. And we got to see her finally get a win at this last show at Last Chance in what was a pretty intense match. So we'll kind of talk a little bit about that. But first off, Mindy, thank you. We're so glad you're here. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely, man. So first thing, Sweetest Tea. That is a really cool moniker. I butchered it last week, I'm pretty sure. But tell us, how does that come about? Tell us who, give us 2 sentences of who Mindy Grace is.
Oh gosh.
Sorry.
You're good. Mindy Grace, small town girl, country strong, working hard for what she wants and ready to do whatever it takes.
Okay. I like it. Kind of that Midwest mentality, that hard work or nothing, grind it out and get what's yours.
Yep.
I like it. Okay. And we've kind of gotten to see that. I mean, so you've been wrestling. How long have you been wrestling? I know under HCW it's been quite a bit. Have you wrestled under, you wrestled under other promotions, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Like, are you asking like how long I've been wrestling?
Just in general, how long have you been in the ring and working the circuits?
Initially, it has been over a year since I debuted, and then I started slowly getting into training in 2021.
Okay.
I had to leave for a little bit to do some military stuff, but once I got back, got right back into it.
Oh, well, thank you for your service. I think I
you
knew
did.
that, dude.
I think you debuted under XWE, is that correct?
I did. My first match was at XWE against Skylar Slice.
Skylar Slice. Okay. So let's talk about kind of this road that's been building, because you've kind of been, I would say, dead center in a very contentious market, I'd say, for the Sunflower Title. Okay. Like, Stormy was the champion, right? But I would say you, Heidi Howitzer, and her have really been duking it out over this title for the past at least 4 months. What, 6 months? It feels like maybe more. Is that pretty accurate?
I would say since the ladder match, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When was that? When was that? Gosh.
The
was
ladder
October,
match
wasn't it?
was in November. It was
November.
Oh.
Okay.
because it was
Feed the Hungry.
She Rose. Yeah, Fight for the Hungry.
So to be clear, then, if that was in November, then we are talking a 5-month storyline that has been building and building. And I'm telling you, like, when you wrestling is like a good pot of chili, you know, when it's brewing and things are boiling, the story just comes alive. Like, you know how after like 4 hours, a good pot of chili just smells fantastic. Like all those flavors, all those smells are coming together.
Oh,
That's what a good wrestling storyline is like. And that's what your guys' has felt like
oh
to
no.
me. I know it's a weird combination, but I figure as a country
It's 'cause
girl,
we're
you
fat.
get the chili analogy. And because we're fat. Yeah. Absolutely. It absolutely did this when we had Chance on. He had
Oh,
just
it
as
did?
much trouble. Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah, don't you
we
worry.
only saw that, but we didn't have to have him cut out and come back in. But it's all right.
No. Yeah, we didn't have the cutout, but no, his was
It's
just
all
as
right.
bad. Don't let him tell you his was better. You're
But-
doing great.
But what he was actually he was asking who Stormy first went against for the belt.
Yeah, so ultimately we're talking about how the storyline has built up, and I thought it was kind of important that as we're talking about it, part of the heat is Stormy losing the title to Heidi 2 months ago at Road to Legacy. That came to a head, and that's why I wanted to go all the way back to the ladder match, because the ladder match is really where Stormy got the title, and I wanted people to see you've been in the contention from the beginning. You were part of, what was the tag match that you were a part of?
It was her and Stormy.
It
No,
was me
not
and
at,
Stormy. It was me and Stormy versus Erica Torres and Heidi.
That's right. Okay. So, great example. As this has gone on, you've been there the whole time. You've actually been on Stormy's side several times, which makes last chance such a significant event in this whole story. So, I don't want to steal the spotlight. Tell us from your perspective how things went down.
Gosh, from just that show,
Yeah.
or like just well,
you feel free to take it from where you want, but I know how significant her actions last month have been and how they've built to where we're at coming into this weekend. I mean, it was huge.
Yeah.
Like it was more of the talk than Jose losing his title. And that's a big deal. But everybody wanted to know why Stormy lost her crap and, what was going on. I mean, everybody was pumped that you were finally getting your shot. But yeah, so last chance, huge deal. But take the story and kind of tell it from your perspective.
So what people don't know is that I was watching the match between Heidi and Stormy when she lost the title. And I saw right away, or like before the ending, I saw Heidi do the eye poke. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like there were some people sitting next to me because I was in the VIP section, like sitting at a table. And I had my jaw just dropped when she lost the title.
Yeah.
And during that whole match, everybody was cheering for Heidi. I don't know if it's like her character that they love or if something is just going on that they don't see in Stormy anymore. It's like, I love Stormy to death, but, well, after this last match.
Yeah, right?
But, yeah, I could already see, like, something changing in her after she lost that title.
Absolutely.
And she had nobody come up to her at the merch tables. So I think that kind of took a toll on her as well because she wasn't getting
in her head, yeah.
Yeah, she was getting in her head. Like everybody was going over to Heidi wanting pictures, and I think that really.
And this was after NXT debut too, wasn't it?
Yeah. This is. I mean, so we're talking as she's blowing up, this place that she's called home abandons her. I mean, that's certainly the way she portrayed it. But this is the thing: she cracked. I mean, there's nobody's going to argue that she cracked at last chance because she Cameron Bernay, phenomenal. She was cool. She was a great addition. She showcased, had a phenomenal outfit, brought that kendo stick to the ring, and
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna use. I thought she was about to throw down, but it was part of the gimmick, part of the look, and it was cool. Like she definitely knew how to wield that thing. So
Yeah.
I will give Stormy credit that she didn't bring it to the ring, but she was the one who picked it up with malicious intent, and you were the one who suffered firsthand at her hands. I mean, come on. She cracked that thing across your back so loud, the basketball goals were still ringing. I mean, it was we were aching for you. Please tell me that didn't like bust skin, because that sounded like it hurt.
I never checked if it
So-
busted any skin.
Probably had some nice bruise marks across the back, but man,
Yeah, it was stinging like right after she hit me. Like, oh my gosh.
Here's a
I
better
have never
question.
been.
Here's a better question. Where was Chance at? all I'm saying, where was Chance?
he's got his
You
own beef,
played
dude.
his
Dan,
match.
are you kidding me? Like Handgun Dan's playing psychological games with Chance, man.
This
I'm
was
surprised
way before that,
Chance
though.
isn't. Dude,
My gosh.
Dan is never done playing mind games with people. Let me tell you.
At least you didn't get your haircut. I'll say that.
But okay, so back to this. So Stormy loses her cool. She snaps, loses her marbles, and she cracks you with that kendo stick. I mean, the loudest freaking crack. And it like shakes the whole place. I mean, did you like everything came to a stop? Like it was nuts. Came to a stop. And Billy came out. Billy had to come out and deal with it. So I'm just intrigued. Unfortunate events, some might even say a series of unfortunate events led to it. However, you're here. You've got your shot at the title. What are you going to do with it? That's what we want to know. This is your shot, Mindy. What are you going to do with it?
With this shot, like I've had multiple opportunities to wrestle Stormy for a title. But now it's different. I have a new opponent that I can wrestle in a singles match.
Absolutely.
And honestly, I've been super excited to wrestle Heidi. I feel she is a very strong competitor and a very well-known opponent. But from what I saw from Stormy and Heidi's match from the Road to Legacy, I now know to watch out for her cheating tactics.
Absolutely.
It's like I'm not gonna.
I would say let your technical skills, because you've definitely improved technically as a wrestler. Let your technical skills as they grow, let those be your asset, because you're good in the ring. You're good at getting around people. I mean, come on, you're a country girl. You've probably lassoed enough steer and enough cattle. You know how to get around people and maneuver on them. And so I could see you definitely getting in there. The question, I think, really on everybody's mind is, are you concerned that, well, I'm going to just go ahead and say it. Are you concerned that this won't be as fair of a fight as it should be?
Fighting wise,
this is supposed to be a one-on-one you versus Heidi fight. Are you concerned that it won't stay that way?
yes, because I don't know if you guys noticed the recent post that was made about Billy and Stormy having a word in the back, and she said that she has her ways.
She promised Billy that she would be a part of this match one way or another.
See,
Yep.
Promised.
See? Losing.
So-
She's cracking. She's cracking, guys. I'm telling you. Stormy is cracking. Watch for it. What's Bobby? What do you got? Give her a question. I've asked so many.
Well, I was going to ask, what's the most exciting part, really, not just about this opportunity, but being a part of this show? Like, what's that mean to you since you've debuted with Billy since day one? Like, what's that? What does this match mean to you being so close to, I mean, I've seen your interactions with Billy in and outside the ring. What's this mean to you?
It means everything. Like, to actually be a part of Legacy, like, this is going to be our biggest show yet.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, this is our WrestleMania. So I'm truly honored and excited that I get to be a part of it and a part of HCW history being made within our first year. So it's really awesome that I get to be a part of it.
Well, this being, like you said, it means everything to you. Like, what does the match between Blade and Ray Leone mean to you? Since there's a chance that Billy could lose 50% of the company, does that work? Does that bother you at all?
How do you feel about possibly having Dick Richards as a boss?
A lot of people could probably say that could kind of interfere mentally with their match, especially, I mean, depending upon where the match lands. Like, what's that going to mean for you going down? Like, are you going to want to have anything to do with it if Mr. Dick Richards takes 50%?
If that's not a fear of job security, I don't know what is. Dick Richards is your boss? Ugh.
Oh God. Don't get me started on that. Freaking when he stole Stormy's title from XWE, like, things went down. I got to be a part of that lumberjack match between them, and I got to beat on Dickie a little bit.
Yes.
But he's causing so much trouble, and I'm a little scared because if Ray Leone wins that match and the Empire earns 50%, like, what is that going to entail?
There will be far-reaching consequences, I can tell you that much. But that's okay, because I don't think it's happening. Ray Leone, he may be the illustrious one, but he's not going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with the Midwest Monsters.
Like, when I watched Blade come out, like, the same reaction I got from when Blade came out from when The Undertaker was standing behind the Rock at WrestleMania.
Right? Oh.
Like, that's... Oh. Ray was like,
there's a great question. Mindy, as a wrestling fan, how was WrestleMania for you?
Oh, my gosh. It was insane, but I will say I wasn't a big fan of the 6-woman tag match.
Okay.
I felt there could have been a little more there, especially
do you feel like it was a rush job to get Jade in the ring? That's what I was concerned about too.
They didn't give her much either.
No,
it was just like quick, boom, boom, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Great. It's like, hey, look, she's here, but not really an opportunity for her to showcase, which doesn't feel fair to her or the fans. So yeah. I definitely agree with you on that. Anything else that stood out to you?
Freaking that match between Roman Reigns and The Rock and Cody Rhodes. Oh, that was a lot.
Yeah, epic.
They're calling it the best main event of WrestleMania history. I don't know. I mean, as a fan, I can't really argue it because I've never seen so much like clips from a WrestleMania until this year. Like, there was so many. The
double pedigree false finish might have been the coolest kick out of all of it. Like, I thought for sure, I was like, this is it. Okay, fair enough. Well done. Good spot. Gonna keep it clean. And then it's like, it was right. And then when they kicked out, I felt like an 8-year-old again. Just, yay, I get more wrestling. All right. I mean, I was so stupid happy. It was so good.
Oh, we saw the TikTok. We all saw the TikTok.
I know, dude, man. Oh, Undertaker, are you kidding me? Oh, this WrestleMania took me back to my childhood, for sure. I never could have imagined the day that I would be saying that Triple H is the best thing to happen to WWE. But he absolutely is.
Yeah.
That man's a phenomenal leader.
I can't say too much. Like, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if you guys remember from my 70 Hot Tag, but I have not been into wrestling my whole life. Like,
and that's the funniest thing in the world to me. That was one of the things that I loved that stood out to me in hearing that podcast is to see how good you are at it and how natural this comes to you makes zero sense that you weren't a childhood wrestling fan. Like, it baffles me. Like, it's so great.
Now that I watch it, I'm like, dang, I wish I would have seen this.
Oh.
I wish I would have done wrestling in high school. Or
See, I'm just the opposite. Like, I really watched it a lot as a kid, and now, like, until this WrestleMania, I'm a little excited to see where wrestling goes, especially since the Netflix deal. That is huge.
Well, a lot of people would argue that even into Roman Reigns' title reign, that wrestling hasn't been what it's supposed to be in a while. WWE, maybe. I guess to clarify. This WrestleMania, a lot of people think this has set a tone moving forward that it's gonna kick butt. And then this whole drama going on with CM Punk and AEW, that seems to be basically ending AEW's shot of staying competitive, because this was dramatic as all get out from what I understand.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. If you haven't heard, so basically what's going down is CM Punk's back with WWE, but apparently like the reason why is because he got into it, like physical altercation with another wrestler after like that dude causing fights with like 4 other people. So like CM Punk had already been like Tony Khan basically said, you know, we're going to run this separate show. You're going to run point on it. You're going to have creative control. And CM Punk was like, no, just let me get out of here. They don't want me here. I don't want to be here. Stuff like that. Well, it ultimately boiled over into this fight because CM Punk kept telling them to handle it. They wouldn't handle it. So CM Punk finally handled it and then like told everybody how it went down. Well, this was all like a month ago or whatever. And then AEW just went ahead and released the footage, including CM Punk and this dude getting into a fight. So it looks bad, you know, like it's done and over with. There's no reason to put it out there like this. And so they're just trying to do it to get a little fame for them. But I love it. I saw somebody post about it and it made me laugh. They said it takes them back to when in WCW, and Mindy, I don't expect you to know this. Bobby, you might remember this. WCW, when they announced that Mick Foley was winning the title that night on WWF.
Oh, on accident.
Well, not on accident, just to try to lower the viewers. No, they tried to do it to lower the viewers, and everybody switched. Like, it was basically, a lot of people refer to it as the announcement that ended WCW. Like, it was the call that kind of showed that WCW had lost the Monday Night Wars, was them announcing that Mick Foley was going to win the title that night on WWF, and people switched anyways. And so it was like, that was kind of the big sign that it all went down. So like, this feels like that moment for AEW. So it's kind of intense.
Wow.
But yeah.
But now that we know that you didn't grow up watching wrestling, I think that's a little bit of a breath of fresh air, especially for people who aren't into wrestling. With you coming in, I guess really final thoughts.
It's a whole fresh look. You can bring brand new ideas in without being influenced by all the same things that we were influenced by.
Yeah. Like, even like when I'm talking to people like outside of wrestling that I've never been, I'm like, I tell them about my experience. Like, the first time I went to a show, like, I had never been in one until recently, and they were like I was with it. Like, I enjoyed it, and Chance wasn't even wrestling at the time. He was still training, and it was awesome. I went with my mom, and she loved it too. She was, oh gosh.
Well, house shows are like that. Like what I've learned, like when you go to a house show or anything like what HCW is, like it's a total different type of fandom. You have your favorite your people who like specific wrestlers. When you go to a place like HCW, they like everything about the organization. Like, that's what I get from it. And my first house show, or I guess Josh's probably also, was when we went down to Amarillo, Texas. Like, that was a total different level of like what I thought of like wrestling to be. Like, I never I thought it was just a bunch of rednecks like drinking beer and like they were just screaming at people. Like that's what you get when you hear a house show, because like in WWE's house shows, they're just not televised, so they're just smaller
Yeah.
crowds. But like it's just bizarre to see like the type of fans that drive from miles away just to come watch HCW. Or I mean, I did go to XWE I think twice, but like I think HCW has kind of set the standard for Kansas wrestling just because of what they bring to the table and the type of people such as yourself, what they bring to that. So I guess really what kind of brings me into that, a segue into that, like we saw Stormy Renee. She lashed out at Billy in front of all of her fans. She felt like she was betrayed, and that was her reasoning. Whether or not that was the actual reason why, I think a lot of her fans are also your fans. So is there anything you want to kind of say maybe to her fans of like what you hope to bring to the table, maybe in case we don't get the right Stormy back?
Oh boy, that's some pressure there.
No pressure at all. I think that you've already done the job. I mean, you when you come out, like, okay, let's just say this. Stormy waited for your music during your guys' tag team to come out together. She liked your walkout song, not hers. She wanted yours. So I think you've already set the standard for being able to hold up to a Stormy fan.
I mean, who doesn't like Shania Twain, though?
That's fair. That's fair.
Like, she's my favorite country star of all time, besides George Strait or Toby Keith. May he rest in peace. I love Toby Keith, and when I heard his passing, I bawled.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But it's like, oh gosh. It's just, I hope that I can bring to the table as much as she did with her fans. And I want to be able to get the kids behind me, because everybody, all of her fans, all her kid fans, like, they absolutely loved her. I hope that I can make them love me just as much. But it just takes time, honestly. If she's going down this road that has completely changed her, then I hope I can level up to where she was before that happened.
Well, I think I can speak as a fan and say you've done a great job of staying consistent. I think as fans kind of reel back and kind of reassess where their loyalties lie with Stormy and her decisions, I think you'll probably see a good number of them kind of begin to lean towards you and trust that at least they know Mindy can always be sweet as tea.
That was a nice little segue.
I appreciate that. I thought so.
And I appreciate you first coming on, but I also appreciate you having a name that isn't associated with Donald Trump. Okay, because I failed.
Hey,
I don't know if you saw
don't
that
say
clip.
that a lot. My dad loves Donald Trump.
No. I'm just saying.
His
I
problem
accidentally
is
called
this
Stormy
donkey
Renee
called
Stormy Daniels, like on screen. I was like, oh damn, my
That
bad.
was awkward.
I was like, whoa, because I don't know.
Bobby's had a
Stormy.
few.
I mean,
Bobby's had a few name mishaps over the years. Who
It's
was
all right.
the
It's all
football
right.
player you introduced at the
Oh,
XW show?
no, it was HCW. It was at the Leavenworth show. It was.
Oh, that's right.
White.
It was the
It was
HCW.
White.
Yeah, it was
It
Leavenworth.
was no. I called him Kyle Long, and his name is Kyle.
King.
What is his name?
Kyle King.
Kyle King, and I called him
Yeah.
Kyle Long.
You called him Kyle Long, the football player.
Yeah, my bad.
And then,
Hey.
no. Best part behind the scenes, not PG, but totally gonna say it anyways. He told
It
us
was
afterwards,
classy.
as he was coming out, he pulled open, and he goes, "No, it's not." If you know Kyle at all, he's a goofball. So that's
It was my
that's
second show
hilarious.
ever announcing, so like,
Yeah. Oh gosh.
bear with me.
It was good. It was funny.
Don't throw me under the bus
So-
too late. At least I haven't called Stormy Renee Stormy Daniels at a show. So
That's true.
all I'm saying.
We're grateful for that. We're
has
all very
nothing to do
grateful
with
for
Trump.
that.
I'm just glad that you don't have a name I can mix up with somebody else's. That's what I'm saying.
Well, Mindy, for what it's worth, I'm cheering for you. I want to see you get that title. I want to see you dominate. And even if, God forbid, you don't get it because somebody gets involved or something like that, I can tell you this much. I've gotten to see you improve. I think it's only up from here, kid. I think you're going to do phenomenal work. I'm excited to see where Mindy Grace is, even in 6 months from here. So thank you for coming on and joining us. We're excited. We'll see you for
And you
sure.
are always
at
welcome,
Legacy.
by the way. So if you ever want to come on
absolutely.
for a whole episode and just talk, we don't have to talk about wrestling. We can talk about farming, or horse riding, whatever it is that
Bobby,
you want to talk about.
what do you know about farming?
I know
or
more than you
horse
think.
riding, for that matter.
Horse riding. I mean, my yays and heres are a little there. I mean, I'm more of a whoa guy. I mean,
your yays and nays.
I'm more of a whoa guy. Okay, I don't like to go fast. I go the speed limit, and the speed limit is mine. Like,
what's the speed limit on a horse?
A trot. A trot.
Oh God.
A trot.
I know you can still get pulled over on a horse.
You can.
Yeah,
I've been horse riding several times.
Hang on, Mindy, you know this? Like, is it you
That
know this?
it
Know this?
It has not happened to me. No.
It is a fact.
I do know this though.
I know this because of a test that I took for law enforcement.
I'm curious.
There is a speed limit.
Like, couldn't you say that it's an automatic vehicle?
No.
That horse knows its way home. I call bullcrap.
No.
That horse knows
its way home. You can not only get a speeding ticket, you can also get a DUI on a horse.
Yeah.
I'm saying, can you get a DUI in a self-driving car?
Like a wild Mustang? Like that's a
no, like new technology. If you can't get a DUI in a self-driving car,
self-driving hasn't been made legal. So that's a true fact.
Self-driving's absolutely been made legal. There are self-driving cars.
But they took it out of the Tesla is what I'm saying. They took it out of the Tesla because of stuff that was happening.
It's not standard practice right now. But again,
there you go. There's your answer.
It is.
I don't trust self-driving cars.
I'm just saying, if it's legal, I want to know what the precedent is, because if you can't get one in a self-driving car, I don't think you should get one on a horse, because a horse absolutely knows its way home.
Well, hopefully.
It does. Like when I go on rides with my mom all the time, like we just go in like a big circle around the block, or not like around the block. We go like 4 or 5 miles, and on the last
just
mile,
around the block. That's such an American
something you hear
around
in the
block, 4 or 5 miles.
Oh, we're going around the block.
On a horse.
We're going to the fence and back.
In case you were curious about Midwest measurements, on
it's
horseback,
yonder. We're going on a yonder
is
trip.
4 or 5 miles.
But
it's yonder, like Bobby said. Yeah, it's yonder.
The last mile to 2 miles, they like know where they're going. They know it's home.
Brilliant.
Because they just keep prancing or trotting their way down to like try to get back to the field.
I've gotten to ride horses just a couple of times, but both times, like in that last little stretch, they're excited to get home. They know where they're headed. I felt a little bad because I felt like my horse was especially excited to get home, and I didn't blame him because I'm a big guy. I wouldn't want me on its back for an hour either. So, but they definitely.
Well, this man's crazy enough. He was in a rodeo that he signed up for.
That's true. Oh gosh, yeah. Okay, you want a fun story real quick? Here you go. For turning 21, I wanted something exciting to do.
Did you say bull riding?
Yeah, I did. I had a professor in college whose son was a championship bronc rider. And so they were always over in Aurora, Missouri, doing practice runs on the bulls, on the broncs, stuff like that. And in my small group at college, I've got my professor
I can see
who's
you're going,
both of his kids ride broncs competitively. My buddy, who is like, for his job in college, he is a rodeo clown in Aurora. So he's constantly rodeo clowning there. So like one day we're in small group, we're talking and stuff like that. I'm telling everybody I want to do something fun for my 21st. Skydiving, I think we talked about, but I'm too big for that. And so I was like, I want to do something exciting. And my professor said, I can get you on a bull. And I said, like a real bull or a mechanical bull? And he goes, a real one. And I said, for real? And I said, yeah. And I go, let's do it. I'm telling you, these enablers, these enabling jerk faces.
Can I interrupt here for a second?
Interrupt.
This
Bobby,
is coming from a guy who got hurt his entire life. And he signed up to get hurt, a guarantee hurt. Like everything else was 50-50 when he walked out the door. Now he signed up for a guarantee getting hurt.
You're right. You're right. You're definitely right.
Oh
So,
my Jesus.
anyways, about 3 weeks go by, and they gather up all the equipment. I'm basically borrowing everybody's gear. I've got Lucas's like helmet and like the face guard and his, what are the things that you put over your jeans?
Chaps.
Yeah, the chaps. I'm borrowing his chaps and his face guard. I've got Dougie's gloves. That's my professor's son's gloves. So I'm just hodgepodge everybody's gear. And Dougie, the son, is the one get me into the shoot and everything, get me ready. And so it's, and mind you, this wasn't anything timed. It was during practice runs on a weekday night. This was not anything major. This was just that's how he was able to, that's how he was able to get me in. This was a nothing time. Nobody was watching. So they were able to sneak me in. So Dougie, the son, gets me on the bull. I've got my hand in position and everything. And he looks me in the face. And before he shuts the mask, he just looks at me and goes, dude, I'm so glad you have no freaking clue what you're doing. Because anybody in their right mind would have stopped so long ago. And he goes, hold on tight. And as soon as you hit the ground, get up and run. That's all he said to me. And he said, all right, he's ready. And they opened that chute. I hit. He wasn't super aggressive. He was in the chute. Like coming in, he got underneath the bull in front of him and flipped him. That's how pissed off he was. He was, yeah.
He flipped the bull in front of him?
He flipped the bull in front of him in the line. And that's why Dougie was saying, you
right there would have made me go,
you should have called this quits so long ago, but I'm so glad you didn't. So So he comes out of the chute. He kicks once. I survived that. He kicked the second time, but he kind of like twisted as he did. And I survived it, but he shifted me. And so he landed, did kind of a quarter step turn, and I was able to hold on. The time was 4.1. And then he shifted again, kicked a second time. And that time, I shot like a rocket off of his back left hip over his head, hit the ground and like landed square on my right back flank, hit the ground. Lucas was immediately there, getting the bull's attention. I hopped up as best as I could. It was more like oh God, ow, and hobbled my way over to the fence and climbed back over. But funniest, I'll never trade it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I would never do it again. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It was the dumbest thing ever. And I will forever say, you know what? I'll take 4 seconds on a bull. I don't care. That's half as good as a rodeo as an actual professional. We'll call it good.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
I've ran a steer before, but I have not taken it to where I have rode a bull or a bronc. I've already gotten enough kicks and bumps and bruises off my regular horse, for crying out loud.
I couldn't do it. No, thank you. It was a fun experience. It felt like a thrill of a lifetime. No thanks. Would I enjoy doing that on the regular? Y'all can keep it.
Like, I have pictures that I can show you guys of my trick riding because I was on a drill team for years.
That's awesome.
Oh, is that where you go around the horse and stuff and like ride on the side and whatnot?
Yeah. Like, I had my head and hands gliding on the ground.
Golly, dude.
Well, your opening video for XWE was something like that. Like you came in like riding a horse. Like
you need to come run some shows for Dolly Parton up here.
Horse surfing.
Oh, gosh.
They're your people. I'm telling you, they're your people up here. They're all trick riders.
I wish. Like,
Dude,
I wanted to for so long.
You could probably kill it up here. I really think you could. Your showmanship, you'd do just fine. A friend of ours auditioned and was set up to do it. She didn't feel comfortable with all the horse riding because she didn't have a background in it. So that's why ultimately she backed out of it. But gosh, if you've got the experience in it.
And who knows, you might get to meet Dolly.
I wouldn't mind that. I love Dolly
no
Parton.
kidding, right? 9 to 5.
But on
I'll
that
start
note,
singing. Don't get me singing.
Love it.
again, let's not forget
That's how we
she
know you're
does
truly
sing
country
national
if you're
anthem.
singing Dolly. That's true. Beautiful rendition of the national anthem, by the way. Very
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
actually got to sing it for 2 change of commands this past weekend at drill. So
That's fantastic.
everybody's
very
heard me
fantastic.
now.
Yay!
And they're
so
like,
there's
"Y'all be
so you
prepared."
can't deny it then. When people tell you, there's no denying it because there's enough witnesses. You can't deny that
Yeah.
you're a good singer.
Plus, Billy has her do it every time. He's, oh, hey, and she has no idea. He's like, hey, you're singing the national anthem. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She had to change once.
Y'all ever notice that's Billy's superpower is suckering you into it with a quick, oh, hey, by the way, you're gonna do this one.
Hey,
yeah.
Bear witness. Hey, how do you feel about announcing? I've never done that before in my day in my life. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't him, though. But I will say that
he's a mastermind, man.
And then when I get
he's
there,
a mastermind.
He has nothing for me. He goes, just wing it. What?
Just wing it.
Just wing it.
I mean, that's pretty much what announcing is. Like,
it's true. It really is. It's
but at least
off
give
the
me
crowd.
a heads up.
You picked it all up, though. I mean, you picked up the one fall and all that stuff. The crowd loves you now.
I wouldn't say that. Half of them don't know my name.
I think
they don't need to know your name. They like to respond to you.
Thing.
Yeah,
they're into that. But I appreciate you coming on.
Very much so, Mindy.
We are excited to see what happens this weekend, Saturday, April 20th, at HCW's Legacy. Don't forget the doors open at 5 for the VIP. Tickets start at $12, and if you have kids who are 12 and under, you get in free.
Man, hang on. To be clear, the kids get in free.
Yeah,
they
12
don't
and
get
under.
in free.
The 12 and under kids get in free.
12 and under get in free. Parents' tickets will be $12, right?
Minimum $12.
Yep,
yes.
$12.
And let's not forget the Chubby Buddy food truck will be there serving up their biscuit bombs. So we have one last thing to ask you.
Yeah, Mindy, one last question. What flavor should we bring? We want to bring some good options. What do you think we should bust out?
We're going to call it the Mindy Grace. Well, he is, not me.
I mean, I always love the buffalo chicken. I love the buffalo chicken. So as long as you bring that, I'm good. I feel like I don't have as many good ideas for those as Chance did.
Chance had some good ones. We were eyeballing a brisket one. The problem we're facing is I don't have a smoker. My smoker's having issues, so I don't know that I'll be able to do this. But we're gonna see what we can do. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be smoked brisket. It could just be cooked
brisket. Yeah,
it could just be brisket. So all right.
And then they can
still be good.
Maybe you could get like a little ramekins of barbecue sauce, and they can just add it.
Yeah,
on
my idea was to add in either mac and cheese sauce or coleslaw with it, and that would be the base of the biscuit. That's what we came up with. And he was going to call it the brisket bomb.
That has been kind of what we've been spitballing is like a barbecue brisket mixed with either like a coleslaw, like a homemade slaw, or like a mac and cheese in it. The problem with the mac and cheese that we've found is the
just
pasta
don't add the noodles
and the bread texture are weird together.
Just add the cheese sauce. I bet you that would work out perfect.
So if we do just the cheese sauce, that would be probably pretty good. So maybe we offer that in two varieties.
It's like a brisket nachos. Brisket and cheese nachos.
Yeah, maybe we offer that in two varieties. We either offer the brisket and cheese or brisket and coleslaw.
Yeah.
And then they kind of get their pick.
Add some like pickles on it.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Okay, so
a brisket bomb
I love
with
that
sweet
idea.
tea is the Mindy Grace combo.
Bro,
here's the thing.
I'm digging it.
I worked at Topgolf for a little bit.
For
the whole year that we were open in Wichita. And we got brisket sliders, barbecue brisket sliders. And they had of course the biscuits, barbecue brisket, and then it had coleslaw with some like purple cabbage.
Yeah.
Like it was popular.
What did you? You said you suggested pickles though, and I'm intrigued.
They had pickles on it.
Was
too.
that part of it? Okay. So what kind of pickles? Like
Dill?
dill or dill's my preference, but I don't know. I don't want to.
I'm not a bread and butter guy. I mean,
I
you
think
might
it
have
was
that on
not
the
a bread and
side.
butter guy either. It was
You
dill.
have that on
Okay,
the side.
Yeah, it was
Dill?
dill, but they got theirs from somewhere else. They got their pickles from somewhere else. Like they were so different from kosher.
Like homemade.
pickles.
Oh.
It's like they tasted like homemade. So
Oh. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
But they
Pickles
were
are good.
delicious.
All right. Well, maybe it sounds like brisket bomb will have to be it. Maybe we'll have that. That's let's see. We gotta figure out a good name for this combo. The Grace, the Mindy,
Saving
the
Grace.
Mindy meal, the Mindy. No. Ooh, I like the Saving Grace. I like that.
Oh gosh.
Serve it with
Girl,
the sweet
what's
tea.
your finisher called?
It's the Mickey James DDT. So I don't really have a name for it.
The Saving Grace? Because that's, I mean, I'm just saying,
you could
that's
call it
such
the
a
Bronco
boss
Buster
name.
since I do the Bronco Buster.
I do love a good Bronco Buster. That's a good one. That's a good move, man. X-Pac made that one huge.
I love it.
Gosh,
I love
do you
doing
remember?
it.
See, and that's right. You wouldn't even know who X-Pac is. You wouldn't even know who 123 Kid is. Man, this is crazy.
What about? Do you at least know Scotty Too Hottie?
No, she doesn't know Scotty Too
Never
Hottie.
even heard the name.
No
Oh,
way.
man.
Why
I've
would
heard
she
the
know?
name.
Oh,
Or-
okay.
But
You've heard the name. All right.
Chance talks about it all the time.
Because what was the
I
group
love
called?
it.
Scotty Too
Gosh.
Hottie, Rikishi, and who else was it? They came out and did the
Scotty
right
Too
before the
Hottie.
WrestleMania. They did their dance.
Too cool.
Yeah, Too Cool.
What was it? Something Too Cool.
Yeah, it was Too Cool. That was what it was.
Was
They
it just
came
Too
out-
Cool?
Yeah, it was just Too Cool.
Oh yeah.
Check that out, Mindy. Whenever you get a chance, it's pretty funny.
Oh man, that's funny.
But don't hesitate to reach out if you ever want to come on here. Before we go, to promote like your social medias, and I'll make a clip of that.
Yeah, where
and
can
that way
people
we can
find
share.
you, and how can they tune in to Mindy Grace the wrestler?
So I have my Mindy Grace page on Facebook. There is going to be something that pops up in like the people profiles. I don't really use it, but it's a different picture. My page has me smiling kind of off into the distance a little bit, looking off at the ring in my hat. And then I do have Instagram, SHIT, Mindy Grace, and it is not superhero in training. It is sugar honey iced tea.
I like that.
And then I do have a YouTube page that I need to update. It is Mindy Grace 23, I believe. And I think that's it. I kind of have a TikTok, but I've never added any.
That's all right. Well, I'll make
It's
clips,
okay.
and I'll reach out to you, get your email. That way, you can kind of put some of these clips also on your YouTube if you want.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want, that's up to you.
Yeah. If you guys
Well,
ever
cool.
have me again, like I'll send you pictures of
Heck yeah, dude.
my trick writing that you guys can use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
We'll have to
It
have you
was
come on
fun.
for a whole episode.
Do you
Just talk about-
Yeah.
we talk sports, we talk entertainment.
We could do an
So if you have
episode
like
out
movies,
at her farm
video
or something. We could
games,
ride
anything
horses.
like that you do.
The Chubby Buddies ride horses.
I
Oh gosh,
Hey, we got 4.
Oh Lord.
that's going to be a sitcom. I can promise you that. I
That's
promise you
a
that.
little mini series.
That's
There you go.
The
that's
Chubby
going to be
Buddies
premium
rough it.
content, y'all. You're going to have to subscribe to that stuff. I ain't putting that out there for free. You're nuts if you think I'm going to embarrass myself like that in public for free.
But we appreciate you coming on. Don't ever hesitate to reach out. We would always love to have you on. Even if you have
Thanks a
something
lot,
big
Mindy.
coming up,
We're
let
cheering
us know.
for you. Hope you're the next Sunflower champion. We're rooting for you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yep, absolutely.
Good luck.
Thanks a lot, Mindy.
We'll see you Saturday.
All right.
All right, see ya. I'm so terrified of riding this horse now. Like, that's all I'm thinking about. I'm just envisioning. Look, dude, it's been 6 years since I've been on a horse.
Shoot, the last time
And-
I was on one, I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Heather's laid down on her. Laid down and would not get up. Just flat out laid down by the pool, like by the little body of water that they have, and said, I ain't getting up.
I had a chance to ride a donkey in Jamaica, and I was like, I'm good.
Horses, man. Horses. All right, then.
Something else.
But we appreciate you coming on. All you got to do is hit leave after this, and then we're going to continue on. And after this, I'll make clips. I'm not going to make the whole thing go out. That way it's not as long and people don't get bored of us. So, but
Yeah.
I'll share it on the page and all that. So that way it'll get shared and whatnot. But then I'll send you clips also to your email.
All right. Cool.
All right. Well, you have a
Thank
good
you.
Thanks, Mindy.
rest of your week, and we will see you Saturday.
All right. See you guys then.
Later.
Sounds good. We'll see you next weekend.
Bye.
Bye.